What up, Facebook fam? So I wanted to go live today and talk a little bit about comparison and comparing yourself to other people, and comparing your life situation to other people's life situations, because this is something that I really struggled with a lot in my life. And honestly, it's something that I'm still working on and still working through. But, really learning how to stop comparing my life and my life situation to other people has been a process. But it's an important one because I truly believe that the quote that I have at the beginning of this video, you guys, comparison is the thief of joy, that is 100% true. Okay, so have any of you guys in your life, especially if you are scrolling through social media is hard sometimes, because it's like you see everybody's highlight reel, right? You see like the best parts of their life or their day. People like to share the good moments, the happy moments, their success, but people don't put their skeletons in the closet on blast, right? People don't put the bad shit on social media. That's just what the majority of people do. And so it's so easy, I believe, in our society, in our day and age, to just look at other people's highlight moments in their life and just compare your shitty moments to somebody else's highlight moments. You know what I mean? So this really started for me back when I really got into college. I think that's really like the start of where my comparison issues began. In high school and in junior high, I was lucky because I had a really solid core group of girlfriends that I'm still really great friends with today. And of course, as I graduated high school and went into college, that's really when the issue started to happen, because I joined a sorority. Now, let me just start off by saying that joining a sorority is one of the best decisions that I've ever made in my life. I had the best experience. I had so many friends. I have so many lifelong friends, and great memories from that. However, I did move in my freshman year of college before school even started. When I opened up my card at the end of recruitment and I found that I was in, what house I was getting placed in, I immediately moved into the sorority house that day before school even started freshman year. And so from that day on, for the next 4 years of my college career, I lived in a house with over 100 other girls. My senior year, we had our own live-out house with just the seniors, so there was only about, I don't know how many of us, there were maybe 20 in the house. But still, living with, 100 girls for the first 3 years of my college career, and then the last year, I lived with about 20. I mean, can you imagine the type of comparison that happens, you guys? There was a lot of that. I remember, because that's really when I started to gain a lot of my weight, was in college. I had just all of this freedom. And, we had a cook, and, every single day I would go down and just get these huge servings of food. And on top of that, of course, every Thursday was when we would go out and party at the frats. Lots of beer, lots of vodka, lots of midnight runs to A Pizza Mart and Memo's Mexican food at midnight, right? So I ended up not only gaining all of this weight and creating some really unhealthy habits, but on top of that, while this was happening, I was just comparing myself to all of the skinny girls that were in my sorority house, right? You can imagine, in a house with 100 girls, how could you not compare yourself to other people? And for me, it was hard, because every night before we would go out, my girlfriends would all be like, "Can I borrow your blue top? Let me see that black skirt that you wore last week." And they would all be swapping and, sharing clothes with each other. And I was like, "Meh, nobody can fit into my clothes." You know what I mean? I was one of the biggest girls, I feel like, in my pledge class. And it was hard, because I would always look at other people and be like, why can't I look like that? Why I wish that I could just share my clothes with other people. You know what I mean? And so that's really when my comparison started to really amp up. After I graduated, it really got worse. I started to compare where I was in my life and my life situation to other people. And again, like I said at the beginning of this video, I still do that, because I just turned 29. I still live in a 1-bedroom apartment. I'm still working to pay off a shit ton of debt, get on track with our finances. I'm not pregnant, don't have kids. Yes, I'm married, and luckily I, have found, my husband, but, I thought I was going to be so much further along in my life than I am right now. I have friends left and right who are getting pregnant, starting their families, buying houses, You know what I mean? Just like creating this like dream life that I want for myself. So again, like I said, even after college, I continued to compare myself, and it caused me a lot of pain, right? Any of you guys like know this. You know, if you ever compare your life or your situation to other people, it's painful. And it's because it's your ego inside of your mind that's trying to separate you from everybody else. And it's trying to separate you and make you think that everybody else has this life that's so much better than you. And your life is just down here and everybody else is up here. Remind yourself that your ego mind is this part of your brain that wants you to be separate. It's that part of your brain that, you know, makes you do or think negative things when you know that you should be thinking better. Or maybe like when you have those snarky, rude comments to people, or, you know what I mean? Those moments where, you know, you're not really being like the upstanding, nice citizen that you could be. Like, it's usually your ego coming out to play. So that's really where comparison comes from, is that ego part of your mind. And what I had to do was learn and train myself to stop comparing, you know, where I was and who I am to other people. Okay, so first off, and I have like four little tips here to share with you guys on how I've, you know, learned how to overcome this comparison game for myself. Okay, so first off, you need to own your path. Okay, like I said, I'm 29 years old, still live in my 1-bedroom apartment, like up to my ears in debt, you know, trying to get my shit together. And I'm going to own it. You know what I mean? Like, instead of beating yourself up for where you're not at, why don't you just own your path? Own the fact that, yep, this is who I am. This is where I'm at. And that's okay. No matter where you are, it's okay. In fact, it's more than okay. Wherever you are in your life is exactly where you're supposed to be. You have to really just truly learn to have faith in the universe. That's my second tip, which is having faith in the universe and having faith that your life is unfolding the way that it's supposed to, okay? And so for me, I have to just constantly remind myself to just have faith in the process and know that, you know, all of these things that I want to make happen in my life, they will happen. But I have to just take it one step at a time, and you have to be grateful for where you are instead of comparing yourself to where you're not or where you wish you would be. Because the more that you try and put your happiness outside of yourself and, you know what I mean, like look for outside situations to change to make you happy, you're never going to be happy. Because what's going to happen is those outside situations will change and you're still not going to be happy where you're at. You're going to compare yourself to somebody else. So you have to learn to be happy and own your path and be okay with wherever you are right now. Okay? The third thing you need to do is surround yourself with people that inspire you. Okay, this might be a hard one because I really think that like separating yourself from like negative, shitty people can be really hard, especially if those negative, shitty people are, you know, people that you've had in your life for a long time. You know, maybe they're your friends that you've had in your life or your family or whatever. But if there's people that are in your life that are tearing you down or they're not inspiring you or motivating you or pushing you to be better, you know, why do you have those people in your life? You need to surround yourself with people that inspire you to be better and to grow and to push and to work for your dreams, okay? I feel like so many people have these like fake relationships. I got fake people showing fake love to me straight up to my face. Yeah, that's like the truth right there. Like so many people are so fake. They have all these friends in their life. They're like, oh, that's my friend. When really like all you do is talk shit about each other behind each other's back. Or maybe like when somebody does something successful, you like secretly like, you know, other people are secretly like snarky towards you for your success. Or they try and one-up you, like, oh, okay, well, you just did this, well, I'm doing this. You know what I mean? Like, so many people have those, like, fake friends where it's like, what is this friendship actually doing? How much value is it adding to your life? So look at your friendships and the people you're surrounding yourself with. Because if they're not adding value, adding something positive to your life, then you need to start surrounding yourself with better people. Okay? I learned, you know, some of my best friends are so much more successful than me in business and in life, and they're, you know, so much further along down this path than I am. But that motivates me. It shows me, you know, what's possible, and it's not like it makes me compare myself. You know what I mean? It motivates me more than anything. So make sure you're surrounding yourself with the right people. And then lastly, you need to learn to be aware of your ego. Okay, like you need to start working on your personal growth. I didn't start learning how to like not compare myself until I started doing personal development and started to do personal growth. And like I said, learning about the ego mind and learning that there is this ego, it's almost like that devil on your shoulder that's kind of like motivating you to like say and do all these negative things and feel these negative feelings, you know? And I didn't even know what the ego was. I didn't understand it. I didn't, you know what I mean? I didn't get the concept of an ego. I didn't really believe it until I started to learn and do some like personal growth about it. You know what I mean? So start to do personal growth is what I'm trying to say. Better yourself. And the more personal development that I did, the more motivation and positivity that I had inside of me, and the less that I felt the need to compare myself to other people. And again, I still catch myself, you guys, when I see somebody share about how they just bought their house or something like that, or somebody announces that they're pregnant on a social media. I still have those moments where my ego comes in and starts to compare and starts to make me feel separate from everybody else. But this is the thing. The more personal growth and personal development that you do, the quicker you're going to be able to catch that ego mind and say, nope, I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. I know that this is my ego just trying to separate me from love, and I need to just remind myself that my path is my path and I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. You know what I mean? And I didn't learn how to have those thoughts until I started working on it and doing personal growth. Okay? So those are my tips, you guys. Those are like my 4 top tips on how to stop comparing yourself to other people. Okay? This really is something that can like cripple you in your life if you don't work on it. Okay? So make sure that you're doing these things. You're surrounding yourself with positive people. You're working on your personal growth. You're learning how to have faith in the universe and knowing that you're exactly where you're supposed to be and everything happens for a reason. And then last but not least, owning your path and owning where you are and being okay with that. And knowing that you are here and you're supposed to be here, because this is a part of your path that's going to take you to where you want to be. So don't compare yourself. Don't say, well, I'm not as further along as, you know, somebody else, because you never know what's going on behind the scenes. You know what I mean? You never really truly know. So comparing yourself to other people and their highlight reel it's pointless. Okay? So I hope that this was helpful for you guys. And really, you know, if you want more tips and more videos like this to help you, make sure that you guys get on my email list. I just started a new email list for my Spiritual Fit Gangster Society, where I'm going to be sharing tons of free content and videos and tips and just really great resources and things to help you with creating a more positive mindset, living a happier and healthier life, and just giving you the information that you need so that you can just start being more successful in all areas of your life. Okay, so you can sign up for that newsletter by going to bit.ly/SFG newsletter. Okay, bit.ly/SFG newsletter. Okay, thank you guys so much for hopping on. I hope this was helpful, and remind yourself, the comparison is the thief of joy. Comparison is a thief of joy. Okay, so stop comparing yourself to others. Own your path. And know that you are exactly where you're meant to be right now in this moment. Okay? Hope you guys have a great rest of your day.